Welcome back, frienderinos. Yeah, I'm sure you did there. I love Skelly, by the way. Murdoch will just kind of warm up by killing Skelly again, because, you know, he likes it. Or it's his job, and he seems to not be too opposed to dying anyway, like this. I actually want to go back to the sword for this. I don't know. I want to really get used to playing with these things. I never really got used to the sword. And, you know, it's still fun. It has some fun combos, and I like the more melee weapons generally. And I need 3 more keys to unlock my favorite weapon, so... Until then, I'm going to practice being more melee, because that's what this is. It's more melee. Although, granted, like, I never played Coronacht much either, but now, well... Part of me wanted to wait, but, you know, getting Skelly first makes the most sense. Anywho, by the way, friends, I will not be streaming this like I said in the last episode. I will be. I just want to keep practicing for now, and also, when I have, you know, a bunch of people commenting and stuff saying, hey, I'd like you to stream, I feel like there's not much reason to stream, because streaming is about hanging out with your peeps, right, in the chat. And I have very few peeps to hang out in the chat with, except for friends that I, you know, friends that I specifically say, hey, if you want to watch this, cool, or, you know, or just randoms. I'd rather have a fan base, you know, that wants to see me stream before I stream. So I think until then, I will just keep doing these Let's Play videos and other videos that I think of. I hope.
Greetings there, young man. Look, your father's always been rather difficult, and he's not so much as called in quite some time. You'll have a better home where you belong, here on Olympus. And to help you on your journey, have my blessing.
Alrighty.
Lord Uncle Zeus lending his support. I never thought I'd see the day, or night, whatever.
There we are. Very nice. Oh, what's this?
Composed of such innumerable, ever-shifting, interlocking chambers, the underworld of Lord Hades all but guarantees the dead shall there remain until the end of time.
Good thing I'm not dead.
Well, I mean, I guess technically. But I think technically you are dead, because you already died once. But, like, I guess it doesn't really apply for denizens of the underworld, huh? Because you kind of get a free pass because you're of Hades' blood, or working in his house. I think that's essentially how that works. Like, you basically get to respawn in Styx as much as you want. And it's, you know, you're not going to be confined to, you know...
You had it coming.
To,
the world's power.
Hades itself, to the underworld. Yeah, I like using attack buffs on things like the sword, just because the attack is the main thing I tend to focus on using. There we are.
Coin from the dead.
Anything in here? I tend to make sure to scour chambers for extras and goodies and things like troves and, you know, stuff like that. Stuff that's left over in rooms you can interact with to hopefully give yourself an edge before you move on.
Something. They absorbed my blow. That's what you get. mess. Let's see here. Hi there. In the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
I like how Zagreus is really trying to sort of put the charm on for Aphrodite. I wonder if that's just, oh, she's the goddess of love, I gotta act all dapper and stuff to impress her, or if he's like, oh, she's gonna be a hottie, I need to make sure. I'm really wondering. I have a feeling, just knowing Zag enough, because, you know, I've played this game a lot during early access, I have a feeling it's the latter, and I love that. Like, he's so confident that he's just like, alright, well, gonna flirt with the goddess of love. I don't know, I like that a lot. I love his cockiness, frankly.
Why, hello there, little godling.
And it seemed to be,
I have to say, you're quite the specimen.
Oh, boy.
And so, I've decided I shall aid you for the moment. You interested?
Abso-fucking-lutely. You have no idea how much I'm interested. Okay, so, Aphrodite's boons are cool. They, tend to slow down enemies. Actually, no. They used to slow down enemies. They actually, actually, wait, no. Yeah, the weak slows down enemies, right? I don't know. They deal less damage. Okay, yeah, never mind. I think it used to slow them. I don't remember. But yeah, they deal less damage, which is very sexy. I tend to use her a lot, and Athena. Like, her and Athena are just the ultimate defensive combo, and I'm probably gonna start trying to chain them together a lot. Especially now that, like, I don't remember them always decreasing damage, but I'll just go ahead and do differently because it's rare. It's plus 13%. It's just general damage decrease.
Sure, I don't see why not.
I think you already kind of are a heartbreaker, a little bit, Zag. Especially because you can, you know, have romantic interests in this game, so... And, you know, you're probably gonna end up breaking their heart regardless because you're gonna leave here with your mom. So, I mean, of course I don't know if that's what happens. And I'd be a sad boy if that is how that happens, but, you know, it's like... kind of already are a heartbreaker, Zag. A little bit. Also, like, it's heavily implied that spoilers on Zag and Meg were a thing. So I think he already kind of broke a heart, though I don't know exactly how that went down. It's kind of hard to tell from how subdued Meg acts 99.999% of the time. I don't know, it's not really ever explained as far as I've played and as far as I remember what happened specifically between Zag and Meg. I don't know if it ever will be, and I don't know if it really needs to be. But you can get back with her, kind of, but it's more like a sex thing. Or it's implied to be more like a sex thing than anything really serious. But you're doing it because of your residual feelings for each other that are still there, so I would count it as a serious thing. But yeah, like... Whoa! But I'm gonna be doing that in this playthrough, because goddamn I love Meg. I'm a little bit of a masochist, so I really love Meg. Oh no, I mean, she's just fucking hot. I mean, that's just part of her character. And her confidence and her badassery, just who she is. Also, I feel embarrassed that I got damaged so much in this mini-boss fight, which I'm pretty damn practiced at. But, you know, it's a roguelike, and no one's consistent entirely. And, you know, so... Whew.
They got me. No way to patch up. Need to keep going.
I kind of want to die here because I want to restart and do better. I might die here anyway. I'm not going to die on purpose. There we go. Whew. we're getting back in the swing of things. I wonder how...
What do we have here? Each exit has its own reward.
Yeah, I want to see if I can patch myself up, because I know I have enough money to get some of the Healy stuff I can get here.
Charon's shop.
I'm gonna go ahead and get this. Yeah, I feel a lot better. Oh, hey, I can also get that. Perfect.
Here's the fee.
I feel much better now about keeping going forward. Let's do it. Hello.
Why, good to see you, Charon Knight. Just minding my own business, taking in the sights, and sure is awfully convenient to be running into you like this. I had all this coin I wanted to get rid of.
The infernal wares of the
I love his damn charm.
Lies
The patented Zag charm is beautiful.
available for sale to whomever would be willing to quench the boatman's great thirst for riches.
That would be me. Numbskulls.
There we are, very nice.
The power of the gods.
Let's see.
Which way?
Ooh.
Don't think I've gone this far.
There we go. Already did our. Ouch. There we go.
I'll just take that.
Gonna save my mums. Oh, hey. Bam.
Feeling good.
And big time already. Let's see how I do.
Beyond the present chamber lies the outermost perimeter of Tartarus, promising terrifying dangers far beyond the Underworld Prince's reckoning.
And I can reckon quite a bit.
Oh, boy.
Well, this is awkward.
Halt, Zagreus. Not one step further.
Come on, Meg. Haven't we had more than enough of each other by now? Besides, don't you have someplace else to be?
Your father sent me. All in all, I'd rather be on your bad side than his. Now you can turn back, like a good little man, or I can send you home the painful way. What'll it be?
I'll have to go with the painful way.
God, I love her voice actress. A+. Chills.
A man
Fucking
after
chills.
my own heart.
A+ menacingness.
Here's my whip.
By the way, this boss theme is my favorite fucking song in the game. I love it. Actually, it's among it. I don't know if it is my absolute. I'll get back to you on that. I think there's some tracks I haven't heard. There's a bunch. Especially the boss themes tend to be awesome. But this one is definitely among my faves in the entire game. It's a goodie. It's a goodie. Ouch, I knew he but a goodie, because this game just came out. Ow! Tends to happen. A little bit. A little bit! Whip! 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 Ouch! Hick! Ah, close, but no cigar. Not quite. We're already in hell, Meg. Not more to hell that I can get.
Cheers for that, Meg.
Yeah.
Hypnos must be on break. Someone's at the desk next to the
I
throne.
like how Zach just doesn't fucking give a damn. He's already done with life here or on life here. Not sure what that really qualifies as here. Especially after dying, kind of. But anyway, twice now, actually. And many more to come. Absolutely many more to come. But, I lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere with that. I forgot where. Oh well.
Keep at it, lad. I've known great men throughout my life, and I can always tell when someone's better than their circumstances. Fight like I'd fight out there.
Thank you, Achilles. You're awesome.
I'll give them hell as you once did, Achilles. Though doubtless many of the shades who stand against me first arrived in Tartarus because of you.
Spear dad is yeet dad. That's what I say. I love it. Is he dad?
Who's that sniveling
He
shade to your immediate left there, Father? Already found someone new to do the busy work. And here I thought I was utterly indispensable.
That shade boy is my newly designated contractor. One whose responsibility is to work on this house. Though who shall pay for everything my subjects here demand, I do not know.
You're trying to guilt me into funding the exorbitant furnishings you desire.
Perhaps once we are finished with repairs for all the carnage you have sown throughout my realm, then we might finally have time for all the needed renovations that have piled up.
Nice.
But yeah, that's a nice little introduction to this system
Some sort
here.
of special offer for me, my good shade.
Added chamber. Oh, you can get the fountain chamber for free. Neato.
Work authorized. A fountain chamber in the depths of Tartarus sounds like an excellent idea. What's that there? Something from the Fates?
Huh? Hello? Someone at the door, just making sure.
Darkness guide you, child. You have outgrown
Not
this
who
house.
expected
Of that I am now certain. Should you return again here, I shall keep you safe.
I won't forget you, Nix, I swear it.
Nyx is best night mom. I love her,
What
and
once was a small lounging area within the House of Hades now is sealed off, in utter shambles, since the multi-headed Cerberus tore the space apart, warning the missing prince.
oof. See, there's all these things that he leaves in his wake as he tries to get out of here, like Cerberus, and a lot of things he leaves behind that I don't think he's able to regret.
Cerberus destroyed the lounge again.
Again, it's happened before. Why? Why has it happened before? A dog's favorite person leaving sounds like a reasonable reason for a dog and a dog brain, or 3 dog brains, I guess, to decide to destroy something. But I mean, dogs decide to destroy something anyway. What am I talking about? Anyway, I guess I kind of realized that.
You don't like it when I pet your other heads, huh? No.
He's such a good fucking boy. I love him. Ah.
How you holding up, boy? Eating well lately? All 3 mouths full and happy?
Each terrifying maw of the infernal watchdog Cerberus responds affirmatively, one after the next, as if to reassure the ever-doubting prince.
By the way, I like how his tongues are like multicolored. I love the design that they went for. That Gen Z, I do believe, went for with Cerberus. Pretty sure she's the one who designs all the characters in most of the game. Visually, correct me if I'm wrong, though. I don't think she does absolutely everything with the art, but she does most of it as far as I'm aware. Anyway. Okay, so I still have 1 key to farm, but I can get a Death Defiance, which will be sexy. I think that's what I need to beat Meg right now. As I am, anyway.
Hey, what's the good word? Hey, pal, watch where you throw those bloodstone things of yours. You drop them, you go pick them up, you understand? But if somebody gives you grief, you got my permission to chuck one right in his eye.
I'll just aim generally for the midsection, since the eyes are a lot harder to hit in my experience.
I love Skelly. So let's beat him up. That makes sense, right? Yeah. Okay, let's not talk about the implications of why people actually beat their spouses and stuff. I don't know why I even brought that up. That's dark. Anyway. I must murder Skelly because I want to. Alright, let's do it.
Time to go. That looks like a Daedalus hammer.
Yeah. Alright. Attack deals 300 damage to armor. I think that's a new one. Oh wait, no, hold on. I'm not going to be familiar with most of these because I don't use the SWAT much, and I won't be using the SWAT after this one because pretty damn sure that there's a pretty good chance I'm going to get 1 key from this expedition. It's really, really uncommon to not find at least 1 in Tartarus, at least, you know, on the door. And I will be going in the first door I see that has a key, because I really want that darn, shield. I love it. Alright. Attack fires a wave that pierces foes. Ooh, dealing 30 damage. Attack becomes a big chop. Let's do the piercing wave. Let's try that.
Wherever you may be right now. Thank you.
Indeed, we aren't aware of where Daedalus is and what he's doing quite. I'm not sure if that ever comes up in 1.0, because it doesn't come up to where I've played to, which is pretty late in the game.
Each time the prince delves back into the underworld, its ever-shifting chambers realign to frustrate his attempts to maybe map it out.
Built to ensure no one gets out. We'll see about that.
We'll see about that indeed. In fact, spoilers, we are going
Brimstones.
to shatter that expectation, and it's gonna feel good.
All mine.
What you got for me, Poseidon? Also, this is the first time we're meeting Poseidon in this case. I do believe, indeed. Yeah. New Olympian friendo. Feels good, man. I love the dynamics and the personalities of all the gods. They're awesome.
Crashing away. It's Uncle Number 2. It's got to be. Then, in the name of Hades, Olympus, I accept this message.
Ahoy there, little Hades. You recognize your uncle, do you not? We've a lot of catching up to do, but first things first. You get yourself out of that dour underworld. As for me, I'll see if I can stir things up a bit to cover your advance.
Thank you very much, sir. Alright, so. Attack deals more damage, knocks foes away. Poseidon tends to allow you to knock things away with certain, with your abilities, which can be extremely helpful. It can even combo into stuff like wall slams and, and like, you know, trap kills and that kind of thing, and it can be really efficient for just murdering hordes of foes, which is what I tend to focus on as a general tactic, is just kill things quick. And hopefully take no damage in the process. As much as possible. Alright, so.
Looks like I caught a big one.
And that possibility
This
increases.
should be of help.
Alright, so. The Spooshel knocks foes away. It already knocks foes away, but yeah, it has. If I just do this. That's nice. That insta-kills these things. That's nice.
Let's deal some death.
Indeed. Very nice. That whole chamber was not much at all. But hey, a lot of times some of the later chambers surprise me with the well, later chambers in Tartarus specifically, I should say, surprise me with how little enemies there are. Are there really more enemies in here than in the last few? Because I don't really remember. Let me do something real quick in real life, friends. Hello, where'd it go? I dropped something. I'll get it later. In fact, I might not. Anyway. Very nice.
Delicious.
Ooh, more special power. Pay more attention, Durgy. Okay, now we're getting into gotta be a careful Durgy territory. Ow. There we are.
Thank you.
Ooh, Ares. Another god that I really like the stuff of. Every god in this game has a... Every Olympian in this game has a lot of stuff. A lot of good stuff, but I really like his stuff, especially. Actually, well, I mean, I don't know. Everyone has stuff I really like. There's not really... Artemis is the only one... Artemis and to a degree, Dionysus are the ones I can think of right now. I tend to not favor their stuff. Also, Zeus and Poseidon, also I don't favor among, like, other gods. But Ares, Athena, Aphrodite,
This one was bound to show up.
Hermes, but he doesn't show up for a while.
Hades,
Olympus. I tend to favor them.
You've got quite the fighting spirit in you there, I have to say. Most intriguing, and yet no surprise for someone born in hell itself. You come on out of there and tell me all about it. I'm a fellow student of death, you see.
More like a dealer of one. After using Death Defiance, deal more damage at that encounter. Yeah.
Violence.
Just kinda nice little security for if I do get fucked that way. However,
Let's see what's in
there we
here.
go. Give me that for a while. And that's all I'm gonna spend. Actually, I don't know if I can even spend any more than that. Like, with 38 coins, there's not really a reason to enter the shop. There will be absolutely nothing I can buy, guaranteed. The lowest price thing is, I think, like 50. Correct me if I'm wrong, friends, but I'm pretty sure about that. This is a mini boss I'm unfamiliar with, so he kind of scares me. It kind of scares me. It's probably the best name for this thing. For most things, for most of the generic enemies in the game, I would say. And some of them have a general, more male or female aesthetic. This one seems to be made up of a bunch of skulls of probably various genders, I would guess, though I don't know. I don't know how this thing came to be, and I don't really want to know. Oh, that's right, I can kind of know, because there's the codex that I haven't been reading that maybe I should be. I might want to be. I might try to start making codexes part of my playthrough, but we'll see about that.
There's only one heavenly archer I know of. Well, several, really. Anyway, in the name of Hades.
Well, you still know who this one is. That's all that really counts, right?
I've heard about you. Look, I'm not like all the others on Olympus. The power of the hunt helps keep me company, so maybe it'll help you too.
The way Artemis gets mad at Zagreus for mostly the not picking her kind of pisses me off, because she seems to be the least forgiving out of all of them, in my experience, for that. When they kind of give you an unfair choice anyway, and the other one gets mad at you, like all the gods are just so prideful. I mean, that's always been kind of a theme in Greek mythology, and they're really going with that here. But like, she really, really hates. I think it's because she feels so alone up there. If I think about it, why, but I tend not to favor her stuff. So I end up not picking her. I feel really bad because she really, really hates it, particularly when I don't choose her in Trials of the Gods, which is a thing that I don't remember when that unlocks, but I think it's going to be a little while here. Anyway, but it's a really cool mechanic for those of y'all that might not be familiar with it. And I hope I can show it off to y'all that might not be familiar with it.
Company to keep.
Damned lost souls with nowhere left to turn congregate in deepest Tartarus, where they fuse together with the earth itself into odious forms which defy description.
They basically turn into big crystals.
Yep. Okay, well, there we go. Description. Bam. Defy description, my ears. I love that. I love Zagreus' especially witty banter, but the witty banter in general. Also, this is a really, really apt and lucky fountain chamber that I'm really happy about, because I've taken a lot more damage than I wanted to early on. Early on.
Calm and respite, whilst perhaps unimaginable in the underworld, occasionally is to be found, in fact.
Like, in an ideal playthrough to me, and this, I have been able to do this in the past, I take very little damage in here, very, very, very little, if any. In here, I mean the entirety of Tartarus, up until Meg. And sometimes I've done perfect Meg fights before, I remember that. It just, I'm a little rusty, and also I've just been dealing with a lot of things recently that have made it a little harder for me to play video game good, so. But, you know, I'm getting back in the swing of things, and this series is really helping me do that, so that will help, for sure.
That's life.
That's life indeed. And there we go. I think I already have what I need here, and also, I kind of want to avoid skull chambers for now, because they frankly scare me. With how squishy I am, how rusty I feel. And in fact, I don't have my favorite weapon yet. There we are.
A key to a weapon.
Indeed, a key to a weapon, indeed. I'm gonna start collecting ambrosia for friendos. Because, yeah, I have 3, actually. Oh, yeah, wait, hold on. I kept... Yeah, okay. I only have the one I need, but I have 7. Because, like, in addition to the ones I already had, because I'm saving for this. But, yeah, I'm gonna start collecting ambrosia, because that's helpful. It's helpful stuff. Start getting points with people. I'm gonna start specifically giving them to Meg because I need the Zag and Meg romance, and I really need to see it through entirely. I'll check. There we are.
Bottle of nectar.
Very
Who
nice.
should I give this to?
Meg. Definitely Meg. It's not even a question in my mind.
Charon's shop.
I'm gonna be grinding rep with Meg until I get the first scene where they actually get back together, sort of. The reason I say sort of is you'll probably get what I mean when I get it. At least I feel like it's more of a sort of than a definitive thing. I mean, with the uncertainty of their situation, of course it is if I think about it. Anyway.
Hey, Charon, if there happens to be something really horrible awaiting me beyond that door, then give me a sign, won't you?
It's Meg again, so I don't know. It depends on what you think of as horrible. I think it's a great thing she's there, because she's awesome, she's hot, you can kind of admire her fucking hotness while you beat her up, and then
we meet again.
And then you can later bone her. It'll be great.
Anyway.
Because you will do that. You will do that as soon as humanly possible.
Whatever it is that you're attempting here.
Your whip's not been all that persuasive in the past.
They're into some BDSM shit. It really seems implied here. Thank you.
Maybe persistence will pay off for both of us. Come then.
Either that or I'm reading too much into that and it just means that, you know, she's killed him before and that's what he means, but I have this feeling that, I don't know, man, that she's whipped him for kinky reasons, but maybe that's just my brain deciding to be my brain and not really intended in the developer's eyes, but god damn it, it's canon in my opinion because I'm a pervert, okay? Anyway, and a masochist. So anyway. Ow! Ow! Down, the song is fucking awesome. The song is fucking ouchie! I can't wait until I have a damn shield. Ouch. I'm sure it did. It's kind of the point, I guess, of hitting someone with a sword, is it hurts. Ow! Ow! Ugh. I'd rather not, because if I stayed right there, I'd be at least closer to dead, if not dead. I'd rather not be dead. That's why I'm trying to beat you so hard. Okay, I feel good about dodging that whole pattern, because that's hard. It helps to be farther off from her, like I did there. Except I got hit there and didn't get hit earlier, that's funny. Maybe because I said it's hard, that's part of why I lost there. I really do wonder how much power my words have. Because I feel like it's a lot more than I'm aware of even now, maybe. Who knows? And I'm trying to, of course, sort of use my words to spin things a little bit more in my favor. Because everyone needs that. A lot of people don't think they can do that or deserve that, but... And I used to think probably both of those things, but... And I still kind of do sometimes, but I'm over them as firm self-concepts, and that's powerful and good. I feel way better about myself most of the time. It feels good, man. And I think that will only increase just as I continue living the way that I do. There we go! Third attempt, Meg down. Feels sexy.
Ugh, much too close.
Indeed. But we did it.
Achilles might know what to
And
do
we
with
got a
this.
Titan blood. Feels good, man.
What I wouldn't give for, say, a healing flask of some sort.
Well, you're not. And hey, bam! I think that's a literal healing flask. There you go. I feel a lot better after that. I tend to keep my boons. But, you know, I might end up changing that playstyle for some reason.
And the trusted inner
So
circle
far,
of Lord Hades are authorized to enter the intricate chambers connecting the vast regions of the underworld. But the prince decides to barge in anyway.
I barred where I please.
Of course you
This
did.
far.
You did indeed make it that far.
Now we're getting somewhere.
Indeed we are.
The once verdant plains of Asphodel are now engulfed in scintillating flame, having been flooded by the river Phlegethon, whose hideously superheated contents could bring death swiftly even to those resistant to most heat.
Lovely. Wonderful.
I'm only flame resistant, not flame proof. It's nice and warm out here, I'll give it that.
But yeah, he's flame resistant, and that's why this does so little damage to him. That was like 3 damage. With standing in fire and lava. If you think about that, that would probably melt a person's feet off instantly. You'd be fucked, or something like that. Anyway,
Bring it.
you'd be absolutely dead. But he wouldn't be because he's got Hades' weapon. So there's that.
They're slowing down.
I mean, granted, there's a bunch of games where standing in lava only really does a little bit over time that I can think of right now. My brain goes to Minecraft, except it does quite a bit of damage to you. Alright, well, I got past Meg. That feels good, man. In general. There we are. Very nice.
Coin for Charon.
Indeedio. Coin for Charon, indeed. Much coin for him.
All aboard. Slam dancers.
Ouch, darn it. I hurt in many places, darn it. But now I can get the shield, which will help me not hurt in many places, because you can literally block with it. Unlike every other weapon. It's part of why I love it so much. Hype! Like, actually, first,
Welcome back.
gotta start courting Meg with tons of gifts, because that's totally how that works in real life. Certainly how it works in video games, anyway. Anyway, hi, hello.
It's usually pretty quiet, keeping watch over the pool of sticks back there. But it's sure been busy lately. Why, somebody else came through just earlier. You should have seen the look on my face when it wasn't you.
Yeah, laugh it up, Hypnos.
Glad to keep things interesting.
Olympus knows of him, bestowing on him all their worthless blessings here within my realm. Our realm. Explain to me how exactly this is possible, Nix. Either your limitless power has considerably waned, or you are up to something.
By the way, freaking kudos to Hades' voice actor, 'cause holy fuck. Awesome.
Do not question my
Nix's.
power, Hades. Your son was bound to be discovered the closer he came to the surface. The Olympians are pleased to know they have a distant relative and bid him welcome to their mountain. That is all. Their influence is very limited.
Utter darkness. Do not speak to me about their influence. I've seen their influence firsthand. You've made a foolish mistake.
You would speak to me of foolish mistakes.
Oof, burn.
You cannot change the course that has been set. Try all you like.
Nix. God.
You brought this on yourself, you fucking bastard. Anyway.
Prices are a little steep there, I must say.
You'll get the hang of it out there, lad. For all our sparring practice, there's no teacher like the real thing. Now then, I have something for you.
What, wait, you're giving me your codex? I can't accept something like this.
Oh yeah, there we go. There's the codex.
I want your love of
Yep,
history
I'll start
to grow,
reading
not
it
just
right
your
now.
love of warfare.
I'll start reading it as a general thing.
Besides, maybe you can finish
I'll
out
make
the
sure I
rest
read every new entry in every new episode. That's what I'll do.
I'm grateful.
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have a segment at the end of each episode, to where I go ahead and read these. So if you want to click away right now, not interested in the codex, like, comment, subscribe, have a fun time, friendos, and have a lovely day. And for everyone else, try to remember what the codex button is first. At least, well, I mean, not remember, learn, because it's the... Okay, so it's L1. Learn, because I'm not really used to using the PS4 controller for this. Alright, but it's the same button as on the Xbox controller, or like, you know, location-wise. Whoopsie. Anyway, I haven't used the codex in a long time, that's why I was like, duh, what button is it again? Anyway, yay, new entries. Alright, so, others of note. Cerberus. The fearsome, multi-headed hound of hell is really not so bad as his desired reputation otherwise would lead you to believe. And more about having conversations with them. And this is how you fill up their stuff. And also they all have their own levels of friendliness, or what have you. Whatever you'd call that. Skelly, the animated skeleton, and I, we seldom get along. He's too talkative for me. It's about such simple condescensions to all those in earshot, seemingly as though he were an expert in the ways of war. I love Achilles' thoughts on most of these people. Alright, Olympian gods. Zeus. The master of the heavens, god among gods, so much of my mortal life was impacted by him, and now, even in death, I serve his brother. I do not think that I have much to say for the Lord Zeus, which is not widely known already. Poseidon, the master of the seas, the earth shaker, brother to Lord Hades and Lord Zeus, the Lord Poseidon. I am ever grateful that, while I was living, he was merciful to me. Down here, however, I must say I rarely feel his influence. All of us, we are beneath him now. Athena. Of some things I am certain, and one of them is this, that there were many times during my mortal life when my spear found its mark thanks to Pallas Athena. Aphrodite. Aphrodite wields her beauty and her charm with much the same lethality as I could wield the spear. I have seen her handiwork firsthand, and it is often not as pretty as she is. By the way, drink water, friends. It's important. Especially when you're reading a lot of things out loud. Trust me. Artemis. The goddess of the hunt has always held my highest admiration. Unlike so many of her brethren on Olympus, she seems unconcerned with being praised at every turn by mortals, and instead she dutifully holds her station as a master of the natural world. Yeah, I'd say she definitely has... She's definitely, I feel like, the best god as far as what she's doing and why she's doing it. However, yeah, again, her grudge-holdy nature against Zag. Like, you'll see what I mean when we start having Trials of the Gods, because I'm going to start not picking her very much, frankly. Because I favor a lot of the other gods' boons over hers. Some of hers are cool and awesome and really powerful, but I like the boons of a lot of the other gods a bit more than hers and a couple of the other gods. So, sorry there, Artemis. And she does not take kindly to it more than I'd say all the other gods combined. She doesn't forgive as easily as all the others. But perhaps that's because she's one of those types where you really have to earn her trust. You know? That's probably what it is. She's very guarded. And I understand why. She's the most introverted of the gods. I really like how they put her together. It makes a lot of sense the more I think about it. But it still just makes me go, really, Artemis? Are you being this petty about this? You know, when she does those Trial of the Gods, blurbs of speech, when I don't pick her. Anyway, Ares. Although my heart has long since stopped, it yet holds love in it for all the gods, save one, the one who made and ruined me as well. I have no kind words to impart to him, except perhaps in form of this concession. War, much like the heavens and the sea, can be considered as a force of nature. Chthonic gods. Hades. What is there to say about the Master? Master not just of the house in which I work, but of the entirety of the domain beneath the earth, the place we all end up after we die. He is a god of character, I have to give him that. In life, I once served someone who reminded me of him a little, yet even the kingliest of mortals pales in comparison. Suffice it then to say that the Lord Hades takes matters of his fate-appointed underworld in utmost seriousness. A bit too much seriousness, if you're asking me. Over the well-being of his son. It's very, very clear. Anyway, and that's probably the biggest reason why Nyx is helping him. Speaking of her, Mother Night, we like to call her, though rare is the occasion when she dotes on us. She has her many, many children to look after, many of whom reside now in locales well beyond my reckoning, and perhaps even beyond hers. Zagreus. Take one look at him, and I think any questions of his parentage are soon resolved. Well, in the Hades light, but a lot of people aren't aware of who his real mother is, and they all think it's Nyx. Spoiler, it's not. Anyway. He never seemed to like it much there, and growing up within Lord Hades' well-appointed house, one day I took him on as a disciple, under orders from Lord Hades. The master worried that his heir lacked any firm direction in his life. Oh hey, that's me, except I finally have direction. Guess what? It's games. I love games, and writing, and being creative, and music. And what I'm doing with all those directions, well, I'm still working on that, but it's nice to have one that I really am passionate about, and that's important, to have something you're passionate about. I feel bad for the people who don't have things that they're passionate about, because I've always had passions, and this has been one of them for most of my life, is games. Anyway. And indeed, Zagreus took well to the martial ways, and I am proud to say now that he was my student. Charon. The Stygian boatman is a lot of things, although I am afraid he isn't much for conversation. I have tried, though perhaps not persuasively enough. I don't know if he's capable of forming words other than groany noises. I know he can understand, and he's able to hear and understand words. I know that, but, he doesn't seem capable of speech. I don't know. Maybe he really just does not want to talk to anyone at all, not even utter one word for some reason. I don't know, man. Anyway, Hypnos. It is said that sleep is the cousin of death. Actually, wait, have I? No, yeah, I have read that. That was the shortest one so far. So after I read it, I'm like, is that really it? So I wanted to make sure, and yes, it is. And so for now, anyway, because after 4 more convos with her, as per everyone else right now, as far as I'm aware, I don't know if I've talked to anyone more than once. Anyway, at this point, anywho, Hypnos. It is said that sleep is the cousin of death. That turns out to be not quite correct, insofar as the two, in fact, are brothers, born to Nyx herself. By the way, random tangent here, the writing in this game, the writing in this journal, the way the dialogue's written, as a writer myself, fucking kudos. Good shit. It's really a joy to read aloud like this. The former of the two, we call him Hypnos. He whiles away, half sleeping, watching over the pool of sticks in the foyer of the house, taking stock of those arriving in the master's domain or returning to it. In Zach's case, often. Alright. Skelly, alright, so, these last 2 categories are the last 2 right now, as far as I'm aware. I will make sure by scrolling through everything, but I'm pretty sure that the Underworld and Infernal Arms are all we've got. At least now. I don't know if there are other categories. We might end up... Yeah, I think... we'll see. I think actually there is another category we haven't quite gotten yet, but don't quote me. We'll see. Alright, so, House of Hades. Having been appointed by the Fates to reign beneath the earth for eternity, the Master was awarded a permanent place of residence at the base of his domain, in addition to a wide variety of responsibilities to the dead. Pause for a bit of water drinking, please. Good shiznit. Tartarus. The lowest reaches of the underworld are reserved not just for the Master's own abode, but for the benefit of every wretch who, in the course of drawing breath, failed every opportunity to leave any sort of positive impression behind. Asphodel. Among the many reasons it is best for mortals to strive to treat each other reasonably well is that, after having lived their short lives, they may wind up stuck with one another for eternity in the meadows of Asphodel. By the way, I've been thinking about how I'm going to read through all these. I think I am going to go ahead and repeat the last sections. And I don't think it'll be too repetitive, because I'm only going to do this once at the end of every episode after a few runs or so. And, 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 you know, some of you might not even watch all or most of them. So, I think it's fine. That I'm gonna repeat, and I think that I should because, you know, it's a good just sort of like, you know, sort of refresher on what he wrote about them before, and then, you know, what else he has to say, which is often going off of the last paragraph anyway, so yeah. I've decided that I'll always read the whole entry whenever we end up having new parts of entries. And there should be new parts of entries at about the end of every episode. If there isn't, I'll leave it there, of course, but you get codex entries pretty fast. Anyway. And for most of the game. I don't really think I ever finished the codex, so don't quote me on that, though. Stygian Blade. Stygius, the blade of the underworld, must have been among the finest weapons ever wielded back when it was whole. Actually, wait. Have I... I don't remember if I read this, frankly. I'm going to make sure I did. Among the many reasons it is best for mortals to strive to treat each other reasonably well is that, after having lived their short lives, they may wind up stuck with one another for eternity in the meadows of Asphodel. Yeah, Asphodel is for some of the worst peeps, except, frankly, as far as I'm aware, the worst peeps go down to Tartarus. Like, the absolute scum end up in Tartarus. Anyway, Infernal Arms. Stygian Blade. Stygius, the blade of the underworld. Well, I see the absolute scum, but that feels a little harsh because, well, let's just say we're going to meet a really kind soul that's stuck in Tartarus. And anyone familiar with Greek mythology probably knows who I'm talking about, but I love how he's represented in this game. Anywho, we'll meet him soon enough. Stygian Blade. Stygius, the blade of the underworld. Stygian Blade? I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Stygian, but don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure I've heard it pronounced Stygian by the voice actors in this game, so that's probably why I'm going for that. Anyway, Stygius, the blade of the underworld, must have been among the finest weapons ever wielded back when it was whole. Before I continue this, I need to drink another water. It's required if you're reading aloud a lot, you know. Same with like if you're singing or any reason you're using your voice a lot, you need a lot of water. It's just a thing. Back when the 6 Elder Gods sealed the Titans in the deepest recesses of Tartarus, that blade evidently played no small role in their success. It must have been Lord Poseidon who brandished that blade before he opted for that trident he so likes. Now the blade lies broken, survived only by its burning soul. There we go. I had a feeling... Okay, never mind. There's a bunch more. There's, like... I thought it was the last because look at how this looks. Look at the gap here. Like, I could even use my mouse pointer to point it out. Look at me using my brain. Anyway, look at the gap here. It looks like that's the last one, except I was like, there's a bunch more categories, isn't there? And yeah, here they are. Anyway, Wretched Thug. The dead in Tartarus are here, in general, because they did not deserve a noble death. They were knaves, scoundrels, cutthroats, the worst that mortals have to offer. Wretched Witch. Practitioners of foul arts, their lives inevitably were cut short, but now continue in a way within the bowels of the earth. Here, the sole remaining source of purpose that they have is to snuff out the final vestiges of life that find their way into this grim domain. And hell, that's actually the final entry on them. It makes sense, though, that a lot of just the generic mooks have pretty short entries, though. Wretched Lout. There is ample room in Tartarus, even for these prodigious boorish entities, who doubtless were intolerable even when they lived. Wretched Pest. The ashes of the dead are copious within the underworld, sometimes congealing into awful little spirits, keen to cause whatever strife and mischief they can. Which is interesting. A lot of the lore behind a lot of the enemies is really, really interesting to me. I love how creative they clearly were with the enemies, design-wise, lore-wise. And they all fit neatly into this vision of the underworld that Supergiant's created. I love it, man. Numbskull. This is the land of death. Anything that lives is likely to be rather blah 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 blah, blah. Let me grab some more water. Maybe that'll help me not flub up my reading so much. And also just take a breath. Continue. Alright. This is the land of death. Anything that lives is likely to be rather bothersome here, and the numbskulls certainly fit this profile. Voracious little creatures, the Lord Hades nonetheless opted to exterminate them all, since they opted not to exterminate them all, except we're trying to do it at this point. Since we're exterminating everything in our way, I guess. And they seem to be in abundance, since they do have a tendency to prey on foolish shades who dare to leave their station. It's interesting how they're skulls, but they're apparently alive. Like, not undead, but alive? Anyway. Skullomat. The hideous appearance of this mound of human-looking skulls effectively deters any who wander out into the reaches of the underworld, except for Zagreus, who pummels them as fast as he possibly can, because numbskulls endlessly come out of them if you don't. Anyway. Brimstone. The pressures of the lowest reaches of the underworld forge these terrifying crystal entities, imbued with overflowing hatred from the essence of the damned, which gives them something much akin to life. Doomstone. So desperate are some souls to escape the realm of the dead that they plunge into the mists of Erebus, even before their sentencing. Having thus been lost, they are never officially registered or heard from again. But there is no escape from death, even for such souls. There are some more, okay. Bone Raker. For mortals, the need occasionally arises to draw blood, whether for a cause or by necessity. But there are also those who do it for its own sake. Monsters in the form of men, revealed finally for what they are once in this realm. Inferno Bomber. As if forged bronze is insufficient in its keen ability to put an end to life, there have been those who studied the eldritch art of chemistry to fashion devastating, fiery devices known as bombs. And I'm guessing those are the kind of people that ended up here. Alright. Artifacts. Darkness. Born of chaos, the underworld is a domain of pure and utter darkness. Sometimes this dark essence becomes manifest through all the raging of the dead, and all the strife that can unfold beneath the earth. And we can use that to become stronger. Bloodstones. The world itself is alive, in a way, is it not? Even in the realm of the dead. All of us here, the world with it, we flow through the time as blood flows through mortal veins. Through the time. I've noticed a trend recently. A bad grammar. As far as I know, it's not correct grammar at all in any of these scenarios I'm talking about, but there's a lot of points where the word "the" is used in ways that don't make sense to me. I've seen it all over the internet, especially recently, especially in comments and that kind of a thing. It's hard. I'm hard pressed for examples right now, but yeah, like a lot of times if you're talking about a name of something like the Bloodborne, I don't know why I decided to use that game. I don't even play that game, but like a lot of people use it to like. I don't know, man. There's a weird. I played the Bloodborne. No, I played Bloodborne. Like that's probably a pretty good. I haven't heard that somewhere, but like, there's just so many instances like that. I'm like, that's not correct grammar. A lot of people are doing that on the internet recently. Don't ask me why. I've just been noticing it everywhere. Anyway. Look carefully, and that's probably why I went the darkness, because that's not right. Or the time, flow through time. That's correct. Anyway, look carefully, and you shall find that there is power, feeling in the earth itself. And like any power, it seeks to be claimed, to be held. With all this in mind, as well as due to appearance, I suppose, do bloodstones take their name. The master himself keeps several of them, perhaps for therapeutic reasons. He has even taught the prince the way to make their crimson facets ignite in an angry glow. And that teaching is being used against him now. Karanzobel. The underworld is best known as the domain of death, but is also the domain of countless wealth and riches sent into the river Styx along with the deceased. By the way, just random comment, I really like the different conditions. I tend not to read the conditions and just kind of let myself naturally fulfill them, because if you just play the game normally, you basically just fulfill them. I mean, later I might start paying attention if I'm like, you know, there's more entries here and here and here I could try to get, you know. But that'll be like late in the game. Anywho. But I really like how, you know, you naturally play the game, you naturally just get more and more of the codex. And I think this is a really good little addendum to my episodes here to do this. Anyway, Centaur Heart. The equine centaurs are well known for their unlimited endurance, and though their reign is long since passed from the mortal realm above, their resolve lives on within the underworld. Palm of Power. There is not so much to eat here in the underworld, conventionally speaking. The pomegranate is a rare exception, having made its way down to these depths, perhaps alongside the Lord Hades himself when he first came to this realm eons ago. Here this blood-red fruit holds something of a terrifying power, which is beautiful and delicious. Also, I like pomegranates in real life. They're good shiz in it, man. Alright. Daedalus Hammer. The master artisan called Daedalus has never known a peer. So it is little accident that the Lord Hades hand-selected him from all the shades residing in the underworld to do his bidding for eternity, and for a hallowed place within Elysium somewhere. Teuthonic Keys. Certain artifacts within the realm of Hades have been sealed under lock and key, to prevent tampering by those not yet prepared to harness their immeasurable might. Those keys, or so they appear, are not so easy to procure. Titanblood. Deep within the unfathomable pits of Tartarus lie the remains of the Titans, who once ruled all between heaven and earth. Few traces yet remain of them, due to the thoroughness with which they were dispatched in the war waged by their offspring, the gods who now reside upon Olympus. Yet, those scarce traces do exist, and a terrible power rests within. Nectar. The drink of the gods is one of the underworld's most sought-after delicacies, and truly perhaps one of the only sources of genuine lightness here within this realm. And, okay, yep, these last two categories, nothing yet. Alrighty. I do believe that is it. By the way, no. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, where does Meg show up before before this place is opened up? Because, like, spoilers, friends, that's gonna be a room they're gonna finish reconstructing that at some point. I actually wonder if I have to do that now. Don't quote me on that. Do I have to do that now? Like, do I have to repair that myself, or does it open up naturally? I think it just opens up naturally still. Don't quote me on that. Anyway, I need any gems at all for that to work, and I don't have any right now. Anywho, hi Meg. Before I even talk to her... Actually, no, I can't give her... Can I give her a gift after I talk to her, or can I not give her a gift yet? Hello.
The prodigal son returns. Everyone's saying I went easy on you, Zag.
Don't worry, Meg. I eventually managed to get home the painful way after all.
Look, I have a reputation to uphold. You get past me again like that, you best go all the way. Now leave me be, and don't think you're gonna be so lucky next we meet out there.
Interesting. I can't give her one yet, can I? Yeah, she is not entertaining gifts or talking to him right now. Okay, well, fine. In that case, I'm gonna give it to Spear Dad because I love him. Yep, I can. Cool.
Hey, Achilles. Look, this really isn't much.
Oh yeah, there's also Cerberus and the gods and etc. But hey, I forgot that. Well, I'll make use of Achilles as much as I can. I don't remember what it does, but basically they give you a gift in return.
You beat me to it then. Because I had meant to give you this when next we spoke.
Oh, beautiful.
Please take it.
Thank you. But yeah, they all give you a gift for your gift, and that becomes one of your keepsakes. And those level up you know, with runs basically, and give you nice little benefits that keep increasing as you level up, and they're sexy, and I love them. They're a cool little additional system to this game.
Thanks so much, sir.
Remember to embrace, let's go check it out. Oh yeah, okay, shit. I just realized the last thing I was gonna do was read Codex, and I've gotten carried away. So before I forget, I'll try to remember next episode, like, there will be a point where it will come up and I'll be like, oh yeah, so I got the Myrmidon Bracer, so yeah, anyway. But anyway, friends, like, comment, subscribe, have a lovely day, and I will see y'all in my next video. Farewell, friendos. Yeah.